Hi there, I'm Allison Moon, and welcome to 90 Days of Self-Publishing, and today is day 9. I'm sitting in my friend's beautiful house in Echo Park, Los Angeles, enjoying the gorgeous, gorgeous day. And I wanted to apologize for getting this to you a little bit late. I'm probably kind of consider doing a schedule where maybe I take the weekends off, or at least record videos and upload them a little bit on Monday instead of on the weekends, just because I realized this weekend it was a little bit of a crazy schedule for me. But anyway. That said, today I actually wanted to answer a question that somebody had emailed me about how I chose my editor, and today's a perfect day to answer that question because I got the first round of pages back from her yesterday. I got 88 pages, so the first 88 pages of my book, and it just beautifully redlined to all craziness, so she really did a really thorough job. And so I want to tell you a couple of things that I was looking for. One is that I needed to find her via references because I didn't have any editors in my immediate circle, but I do have some friends who work in publishing in various ways, either children's books or genres that I don't necessarily write in, but they actually have connections to people who do editing for books. So I was referred to her by a friend, and then another friend corroborated that choice. So that was great already, that I had two friends who were both in publishing that were like, yeah, she's wonderful. Also, this woman, her education is really inspiring to me. She studies gender and women's studies, which to me means that she's going to come at the book from a certain semblance of understanding where I'm coming from. Because my book is feminist in nature, I wanted somebody who was able to take for granted certain things around queer identity, around lesbian relationships, around women, such that it wasn't foreign a topic to them. That was really important to me. I needed them to have a certain understanding, just a basic understanding of those kinds of topics, because I get into those a lot in the novel. I also wanted somebody who would be willing to work with me and negotiate with me on a schedule, because again, this is a very unique situation where I'm getting pages delivered to me, I'm integrating those edits, and then I'm moving on from there. I wanted somebody who felt comfortable working on that kind of schedule with me. I also don't have a huge amount of money to spend, so I needed to be able to negotiate on a per-page basis, and then be able to talk about a schedule such that, you know, if I found myself running out of money, or if she found herself running out of time, we would be able to come back to the table and discuss those things. And the one thing that I thought was really useful is that she gave me a sample edit. I gave her a kind of random sampling of 5 to 7 pages. She edited them for me, and she gave them back to me, and then I was able to review them. And there were some things that I really liked. One is that she was not afraid to kind of take some risks around adding stuff or subtracting stuff that made the book make more sense to her. And she was kind of bold in certain places, which I really respected. Even if those changes aren't something that I'm going to integrate, I appreciated that she wanted to take a certain amount of artistic license and see if she could push parts of the story in the right direction. And in other ways, she's got a great sense of detail and a great sense of rhythm. So she was able to take some of my prose and just clean it up a little bit, tighten it up a little bit, and her sense of, like, again, because I've been so close to the material for so long, little things like using the pronoun versus the first name of a character, or using, you know, flowery language when a simpler word could do. I think she had a good sense of that. A couple of things that I actually negotiated with her, some things I didn't really like about her sample edit, and I needed to talk to her about. And when I told her, you know, I would really appreciate if you wouldn't interject more adverbs, for instance. I don't want you to go add more detail. I actually prefer a sparer kind of writing style, and so I think she definitely tried places where she tried putting in things that really didn't work for me. And so I told her, I'm like, I would prefer, you know, for you to reconsider putting things in rather than taking things out. I'm more interested in subtracting for the sense of the story rather than adding things, if, again, it moves you and if it makes sense in the context of the story. So when I shared all these things with her, she was cool as a cucumber, totally accepted my opinion, totally felt comfortable. I felt comfortable trusting her to go head-to-head with me if there's something that she really believed in and that I really believed in and that we're at odds, which is very important to me. I wanted somebody who, you know, would stick to her guns and say, Allison, this is ego talking, cut it out, right? And again, like, if I were to be working with a traditional publisher, I would have an editor that would really do a lot of these things in isolation. I would really just get stuff back, and most of it I wouldn't have anything to say about. And if there was something that I really believed in, I could go head-to-head, but it wouldn't be on a per-line basis, which in some ways is a good thing, because there are a lot of things where I'm just going through the document saying accept change, or accept change, because it's so good. But there are some places where, you know, I really appreciate being able to have a dialogue with her, and if I were to be traditionally publishing, I wouldn't have that option. A lot of times I would just be told what would be changed, or I would just get the new manuscript with it all changed, and that would be something that I would just have to deal with. So I'm happy to be involved in this process, and I'm also feel like I'm learning a lot about just the editing process by looking at her really interesting edits, just moving around some words, moving around some parts of the page just so the flow works a little bit better for the outside reader, and I really appreciate that. So I hope that answers that question, some of the reasons why I chose her. And stay with me tomorrow, and I'll be talking about even more fun stuff. Thank you. Bye.